touched your life. I want to offer a prayer that I ran across, and it comes to us from Every Moment Holy is the name of the book by McKelvey. This is what the book looks like. I invite you to join me in an attitude of prayer. O Lord of life, weep with me now, for I grieve a life interrupted by the choice of one who willed to live it no more. I cannot fathom why this has transpired, or what they sought to mend by such a final, sudden end, instead of reaching out or hanging on, or fighting through despair till hope returned. Now we who are left with questions for which we have no ready answers. O Christ, how could it come to this? This hurt is more than I can cope with on my own, for it is not just the pain of searing loss, but the added burden of the question, why? That I must wrestle through, perplexed and paralyzed by the shock of a mystery I cannot comprehend. The grief is too complex. It would be far easier to grieve a death from accident or disease than it is to face the weight of this ambiguity. For it is one thing to hate the cancer or the car wreck that robs us of a loved one. But what or whom are we to rage against for this loss, save the one we love and have lost and now grieve? And to this tangled tension add the shame of having to explain the way they died, while never wanting those who hear to pass judgment on one whose depth of pain they did not know, whose last despairing choice might have been made as one who leaps from a burning tower to avoid the flames, and who might, even a moment too late, have regretted or repented of that mistake. O God, I will forever hate the choice they made, but I will forever love them, the same as I did in life, even in those moments when what I feel most is an anguished rage at their choice, because they were so much more than one tragic act. If only I could turn the clock hands back. I feel as if it were my fault somehow, as if I were the one who failed. I can't escape the sting of regret for hurts I can't unmake and words I can't unsay. A swarming litany of self-blame, for I cannot shake the thought that they would not have carried through, but for some consequence of what I did or did not do. After all, if I had noticed more, listened more, loved better, wouldn't the one I love still be here? Is their absence itself not ample evidence of my own omissions and sins? O God, what I would not give to live those hours again, live them differently. And so I'm left with a tangled weave of love and pain and shame and anger and confusion and guilt and defensiveness and regret. And impossible not, I could spend fruitless ages trying to unravel, as if I could sift the past and find what I was blind to, or find something deserving of my anger, or even spy some thread of light that runs through this shadowed fog, illuminating a deeper, mysterious, hidden purpose in this seemingly senseless loss. But none of this brings any comfort. The tension in my chest does not resolve. And seeking somewhere I can lay the blame leaves me ever on the verge of lashing out at everyone and everything. There's no simple answer that will ever satisfy. Because beneath this desperate search for an answer, all I really want is to see and hold the one I love, to have them here restored again to life. And that one outcome I most desire is the one I am most utterly denied. So if there is any peace to find, it must come from somewhere other than these fruitless revolutions of my mind. It must come from you, O Christ. O most wounded God, bear these my wounds as well, and be at work within them. Take the shattered shards and raw materials of my grief, and fashion them into a mosaic of weeping grace, a pattern worked of pain, but also comfort in the pain. Comfort your people, O Christ. Teach us what it means to grieve well amidst this confusion. Teach us how to love despite this anguish. By your Spirit, be at work within our minds and hearts, enabling us to forgive, and to forgive, and to forgive, both today and in the days and years to come, to forgive the one who chose to leave us, and to forgive ourselves, and to forgive one another for any failings we perceive. And in that slow release, like the unclenching of a fist, to find that our hope, fixed in you, is anchored deeper and stronger than any present heartache. For you, O Lord, from the foundation of the world, love this one more deeply and perfectly than we ever will. You created them to reflect your glory, and though that visage is marred in each of us by sin, yet did we catch glimpses of your beauty here, in them. In the mysteries of your sovereignty, you allowed them freedom to make a harmful, significant, and irreversible choice, just as you grant each of us agency to choose that which might harm ourselves or others. And yet that choice does not negate your great grace, for your grace was ever offered, and your grief, O Christ, at this willful cutting off of life, at this giving in to pain and despair, is greater than our own. For you alone have carried the full weight of it, and know the shape and the cry of the heart of the one who chose such a barren path. And so we plead and intercede, asking that your mercies eternally cover their sins and our own as well. Remind us, O Christ, both now and in the days to come, that even in a tragic end does not upend the good that came before it. This solitary act of pain was but a single line in the story of a lifetime. Our love and friendship were real, and the hope and the joy and the laughter and delight inscribed on those earlier pages remain forever in the larger story, as gloriously true as they ever were. Let us not forget then in our present grief the fixed history of the many graces so long manifest in and through and to the one whose loss we grieve. Let us over time reawaken to the tender memories of more and more of those good, bright things, for such joys are of greater collected weight than the one choice made in a moment when the soul was overwhelmed. And at the redemption of all things, those memories for which we are so thankful, we surely prove more eternal than all of our present tears. Now in our grief, speak grace, O Father. Into our chaos, speak comfort, O Christ. In our pain, speak peace, O Spirit. For you alone, O true in God, can sustain our souls and our hopes amid these crashing swells and reverberations of pain and confusion. Shield and cradle us now and forever in your undying love, O Lord, our rock and our Redeemer. All our hope is in you.